Hello, if you've been here before, welcome back. If not, hi, my name is David. I make videos talking about media that I want to talk about. This is the Monty Python book tag. I was tagged by Nicole over at Nicole's Bookish Nook. Thank you so much. This tag was created by Garrett at Books, Songs, and Other Magic, and it's 10 questions about books or other media related to Monty Python. Now, I am 25 years old. I don't know if that's an excuse or not, but I do not know much about Monty Python. I will talk about it a little later, but I never really consumed Monty Python. But some of these prompts are really fun, and so I get to talk about these books because of these prompts. So let's get started. Prompt number 1, Terry Jones, name a book that is about unity or working together. I chose Providence by Max Berry, one of the underrated sci-fi books that I read last year, which is about a group of soldiers who get onto this huge ship with a super advanced AI and go into space and fight aliens. However, the AI doesn't need them there, doesn't need the humans there. So the humans are just sort of like pretending to be soldiers. And so they have to work together to not go insane. And then when the mission goes awry and the ship is destroyed, they have to work together to survive on an alien planet. And this is really great science fiction, adult science fiction, and the characters have such interesting interactions. Handful of them I do not like, but because they're written to not be likable, which is really good writing. And the main character, Gilly, so good, loved Gilly. He needed to kiss boys. Prompt number 2, Eric Idle. Name an author who has a prose style you like. There's a lot of different good options. I think I'm going to settle on Michael Crichton. Specifically in Jurassic Park, a lot of his writing felt incredibly cinematic. I specifically remember a part where it's cutting back and forth between 3 to 4 different perspectives at the same time, and it sets up one perspective of these 2 scientists talking about DNA and talking about the dinosaurs, and then it cuts to like some person encountering a dinosaur, and it cuts back to the scientists, and it just starts the section with just dialogue. And I think that's so smart because it feels super cinematic. It's the entire prose is very science heavy, but still understandable and quite fun as well. And it's very Michael Crichton, amazing author. I've read a handful of his stuff that have just been like, this feels like super hard science fiction that I shouldn't understand, but he makes us understand it really well. Prompt 3, Graham Chapman, name a favorite lead character. For me, I chose Paul Gallagher in Innate Magic by Shannon Fay. Paul Gallagher, who's a very naive, wants to think the best of everyone, bisexual man slut. That's not a politically correct term. He likes to sleep around. But at the beginning of the story, he meets a woman detective, and he's bisexual, and he's absolutely besotted by her because she's also an amazing character. And he also is a Christian and believes a lot in his Christian faith. This is set in post-war London, and so he's dealing with that anti-gay sentiment. His innate magic is that he can make anyone his friend, or at least friendly to him, with just a handshake. That's really fun. And the magic system that is actually legal, is also really fun. But his magic, which is illegal, is really enjoyable in this book. And so I have the second book about to be read at some point. Maybe, where is it? It's right over here. You can't see it. Prompt 4, Michael Palin. Name a place you love that's outside your country. I have not been outside my country beyond just going to Colombia, that's where my family's from, where I'm from. My parents were born there. I was born here in the United States. But we've visited, the last time I visited was in 2012. I was 12 years old, and I really liked it there. It's specifically in the city in Bogota, the capital city of Colombia that we were in. We did go to some places a handful of times, but I mostly remember being in Bogota, and specifically La Candelaria, which is the historical sector of Bogota. It's very cobblestone roads and like old architecture. That's so beautiful. And like the plaza of Simon Bolivar, who is the founding father of Colombia. Also really beautiful. And it's just beautiful sights all around. The mountain, you can see, what's the mountain called? Monserrate. From there, it's real close to. It's high elevation. Everything's high elevation in Bogota. I really like that location. I want to visit it again as a tourist. So you can see the pictures. Really beautiful place. Prompt 5, Terry Gilliam. Gilliam? Terry Gilliam. Name an animated film you feel is underrated. I was trying to think. I don't really watch animated films that much. Most of the animated films that I watch that I enjoy are because a lot of people have enjoyed them. Maybe, I guess, underrated would be Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo, which I remember watching this. I don't remember watching the original, but I've watched it so many times as a kid. I need to rewatch it at some point. But this was so fun because Teen Titans, powerful teens, superheroes, superpowers, going to Tokyo, different setting, same dynamics, new villain that's super difficult to defeat and super mysterious and also some kind of creepy. Really great movie. I wouldn't say it's underrated, but people talk a lot about this movie. But it's the one I think about in terms of like prestige. Not many people talk about this in the same vein as like Spider-Verse or the Lego Movie or fucking Shrek or something like that. You know what I mean? Prompt number 6, John Cleese. Name a book with a great family-focused plot. I was looking at this prompt and I was like, family-focused sounds like family-friendly, but no, it just has to be about a family. So I chose a book I haven't talked about in a hot minute, A Cosmology of Monsters by Sean Hamill. And it's about the Turner family, specifically Noah Turner, whose father, mother, and older sisters can see monsters, and they don't want to. They turn away from the monsters, but Noah, lets them in. Ooh, and you can see obviously, there. It's a monster romance, and it's about the family and how they're dealing with being able to see monsters and the ramifications of that. And I read this like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I loved it so much. I feel like it could have been better if it was gay, because it's not gay. It's specifically heterosexual. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Would have been better if it was gay. But I say that about a lot of things, so whatever. Prompt 7, Flying Circus. Name a book with a great surprise or twist in it. The biggest gasp that was elicited from me for a book came from The Traitor Baru Cormorant by Seth Dickinson. I think, The Traitor Baru Cormorant gives it away, but also the way that it's set up, the way that it's written, the way this story unfolds is so good. And it's about Baru Cormorant, who her family is devastated by the Empire, and she works within the Empire to take down the Empire. And it's so crazy, so good, intense. And I have only read the first book. I want to continue reading the series. I need to reread it because I also did not understand most of it. But it's so strong. And the plot twist at the end, I was like, should have seen it coming. It literally says the trade apart Cormorant, but it is what it is. Prompt 8, The Holy Grail. What book are you still hoping to find one day? I don't quite know how to answer this question because I read to occupy my time, and when I'm at work, I'm reading. When I have some time, I'm reading. And so I don't know what I'm looking for, mostly because I'm not looking for anything. To answer the prompt, maybe just a book that will consume me and help me pass the time. Like when I'm reading a book and I just adore it, the time will just slip away. And that's what I need at times when I'm at work. But I'm not specifically looking for any one specific book because I feel like I just want to consume anything that I want, Prompt number 9, The Meaning of Life. Name a book with a huge scale to the setting. I guess very much in the name, Shadow of the Leviathan, the series, specifically A Drop in Correction, but also the first book, Tainted Cup, by Robert Jackson Bennett. Everyone's talked about this book. This series is really good. The setting of a huge country beset by even larger leviathans, and the walls that surround them are like really amazing, and it really makes it feel, when the story is about a murder, he still manages to make it feel really expansive. It's not just within one city. There's a lot of different places that we go to in both books, and so it really makes it feel a lot bigger than just like one mystery. And prompt number 10, bonus question. Talk about a sketch or scene that you like, or something that one of the members have done separate from the group. So like I said, I never consumed anything Monty Python. I have watched The Holy Grail. Do I remember it? No, because that was a while ago. But I do remember, obviously, the bunny scene. The what I'm drawing the inspiration from for the thumbnail is the "'Tis but a scratch" scene. Really funny. Mostly, I've seen these isolated from the movie. But I do also like the first part of like something about like the government is like, oh, I didn't vote for you. That was really funny. I remember that. Besides that, I don't really remember much of the story of the movie, and I have not seen anything else. And so I decided to go in and just look at every single of the names mentioned in these prompts and see what I recognize them from. I was at one point confused why all of a sudden we're talking about places that we want to visit, but Michael Palin, I guess, writes about travel a lot, and so that's why. But anyways, I discovered that Eric Idle is a narrator for Ella Enchanted, which is a really fun childhood movie. He also voices Merlin in Shrek the Third, which I really liked when I was younger. Shrek the Third is a really good movie, and I will not hear anyone say anything bad about it. Yes, I agree. It's not as good as the second movie. No, I don't think it's horrible. Most people think Shrek the Third is really bad. I really liked it. I saw it when it came out in theaters. I liked it. Merlin and Arthur, really fun. Anyways, that's what Eric Idle did. John Cleese also voiced Harold in Shrek the Second and the Third. You know, Fiona's dad who become a frog. That's John Cleese. He also voiced Dr. Glickenstein in Igor, which is a really, I think that is a underrated animated movie. Kind of bad, but the art direction is really good. Dr. Glickenstein is like the Frankenstein. The movie is about a bunch of different Frankenstein, Dr. Frankensteins making Frankenstein's monsters so they can fight against each other. And anyways, Igor, the main character, his Dr. Frankenstein is Dr. Glickenstein, voiced by John Cleese. Anyways, he also voiced Quincy Endicott and Adelaide in Over the Garden Wall. Over the Garden Wall, amazing limited series. Everyone knows about it, everyone talks about it. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Don't let anyone tell you you have to watch it during the autumn. Watch it anytime you want. It's a great movie. It's a great series. But he voices those two characters. And yeah, those are the only things that I recognize from their repertoire. I don't want to say that I'm too young to have consumed anything about Monty Python, because I feel like I could just do that right now. But I just have not, in the course of my life, consumed much of Monty Python. So sorry about that. Anyways, that is the book tag. Thank you so much again to Nicole for tagging me. I will tag a bunch of people in the description as well. If you want to do this tag and you do it, please tag me. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. I would like to see what you guys have experienced about Monty Python as well, because I am a Monty Python virgin. I don't think those words should be put together. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to be passionate, and I'll see you later.